Hello and welcome to State Matters. I'm your host, Matt Muratore. Today we're going to talk about South Shore Community Action Council and how their interaction with the state and local communities help thousands of people. He is the executive director and she is the deputy director. Please welcome Jack Cocio and Lisa Spencer. Thank you both for joining me today.
Thank you, Matt.
So we always start off our show as who are our guests. So we'll start with you, Lisa. Give us a little bit about your background.
Sure. I've been with South Shore Community Action Council since the 1980s. I started off as the agency planner.
My God, how old were you when you started? My God.
And I then became the director of the energy programs. And most recently, in the last couple of years, now serve as the deputy director at the agency.
That's great. So you worked with Pat Daly
Absolutely.
for a number of years.
Yes.
Pat
Yes.
was just a gem there, and
A
really,
dynamo.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah. And she did so many things in this community. We were Rotarians together, so I got to know Pat very well.
Yes.
And well loved. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's great. That's great. And where do you live?
I live right in Plymouth.
Oh, okay, great.
Yep. And went to college locally, Wheaton College
Oh, great.
in
Good.
Norton.
Good.
Yep.
What'd you take up there?
Economics and political science.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Great, great. So Jack, you've been there a while too, right?
I've been there for 17 plus
Yeah,
years,
yeah.
16 years as the fiscal director.
Yeah.
Excuse me. So I grew up in the South Shore,
Mm-hmm.
went to Northeastern University, got my CPA certificate, worked in a public accounting firm for a number of years, became partner in Boston, had enough of that, and moved along, started working with some nonprofits. Love working with nonprofits. I love working with this agency. About a year plus ago, a little bit over a year and a half ago, Pat decided she was going to retire as director. And so I applied for the position, and I've enjoyed it. It's been
What
great.
made you decide to apply for it?
Well, you know,
Being a
it's
chief financial officer and a chief executive officer are two different.
quite different.
Yeah.
I really wasn't planning to apply for it. One of the people who was encouraging me, it's kind of her fault.
Oh,
She kept
okay.
telling me, Jack, you need to apply. I really intended not to apply for
The
it.
devil you
at
know is
first.
better than the devil you don't know. Is that what it is, Lisa?
Exactly.
Well, you know what happens? You go through these things in your mind, and I was thinking about the fact that Pat had been in leadership for so long, and the people there, the employees, were so used to a certain type of leadership at the top. And for her to leave after the number of years that she was in charge,
She was there, what,
it's gonna be
20,
quite an
25 years or
adjustment.
something?
She was there for like 30 plus years
30
total.
years, yeah.
Not as the director,
Yeah.
but she was the
Yeah.
director for quite a long time as well. So I was kind of like, bring out somebody from the outside. That's kind of tough to get used to after having such consistent leadership. But that wasn't quite enough. What really turned the table for me was when, after the presidential elections, and they started to talk about, we're going to cut completely, eliminate the LIHEAP program, we're going to eliminate the WAP program, we're going to eliminate this program. It's like, okay, now we got all these potential financial hazards coming down the road that we'll have to face. Put that together with an outside person that doesn't know our agency coming in for leadership. And I was very concerned for the agency, and I was concerned for the other employees who would be quite difficult to make that change. So then I decided to throw my hat into the ring.
Oh, good for you. That's a great reason to do it. So,
Yeah.
and we appreciate you taking it over.
Thank
and
you.
what
It's
you're
been
doing.
very enjoyable,
Yeah, yeah.
challenging and enjoyable.
Yeah. Betty, I just got to say, we got Northeastern. We got to start keeping track of how many people our guests are from Northeastern, because I'm an alumni. I'm an alumni of Northeastern as
Yeah,
well. So that's
great.
great. So, so Jack, tell us a little bit about South Shore Community Action Council. It's located in Plymouth on Overy Street. But tell us about some of the, give us an overview of what it is. Is there a board of directors? I mean, how does it operate?
So we have a large board of directors, 21 individuals altogether. Some of them are low-income representatives from the towns that we do service for. Some of them are selectmen's reps. And in addition to the board of directors, I mean, we just have so many programs, and our mission generally, so that you understand what we're trying to do, is to eliminate poverty on the South Shore. We want people to be able to live with dignity and to be able to reach their full potential. So all of our programs are designed to try to help individuals do that, to lift them up, to meet their full potential.
And what are some of the programs that you have?
Well,
Just
let's
start
see.
rattling them off.
Yeah, well, the LIHEAP, we have a lot of acronyms. LIHEAP is
Yeah, what is that?
low-income heat
Okay.
assistance.
Okay.
Weatherization programs, different energy programs. We have childcare Head Start program. We have probably...
How many Head Start programs do you have?
Well, we have Head Start for preschool.
Yeah.
About 400 children altogether that we
That's
service.
on South Meadow in Plymouth?
That's on South Meadow in Plymouth, and we also have a site in Marshfield.
Oh, that's right.
On
that's right,
Webster
yeah,
Road.
Yeah.
So, and we also have early Head Start. We have serviced over 100 children in that capacity as well. We have early education care, the state-run programs for childcare as well. We have a VITA program, which is a lot of fun. It's a volunteer income tax assistance program for individuals that need help with their taxes. A lot of people don't realize that they might be eligible for an earned income tax credit. And so we have people, this is done 100% with volunteers. We have about maybe 10 or 11, 12 volunteers that come in each year. They do taxes in the late afternoon and evenings to help individuals. It's a great program. We did over 600 tax returns last year.
Wow.
And
Wow.
people that we did the tax returns for received over $1 million in refunds. So it's quite helpful.
Wow.
One of my favorite programs is the food program.
Is that one of your biggest programs,
It's
too?
one of the big, well, the fuel assistance is the
Okay,
largest,
okay.
and the Head Start is probably second. But the fuel assistance, I'm sorry, the
food
food
program,
is close to my heart because of the fact that we
Yeah,
don't
talk
get
about
any.
that, yeah.
Yeah, we don't get any funding from either the federal or the state government at all.
Really?
So we're kind of proud that we have to raise all of those funds. A lot of hard work, many volunteers involved in that program. It started back in 2002. We did about 20,000 pounds coming in, 20,000 pounds going out. We were quite delighted.
On an annual basis?
On an annual,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
first year.
Yeah.
We thought that was fantastic. Well, it's grown over the years.
Yeah.
This past year, we did almost a little bit over 500,000 pounds of food coming in. That's the equivalent, and going out, that's the equivalent of over 400,000 meals. So
Wow.
Lisa heads that up as well, does work with that. It's a great
Lisa,
program.
where do you get the food from?
Well, we have a variety of partners that help us out. We have, some of the food comes from Greater Boston Food Bank.
Okay.
We have many, what we refer to as food recovery partners. So Stop and Shop, Shaw's. We're always looking for new partners in terms of stores. We get donations from Cisco. Some of the
Restaurants,
local,
too?
some of the local
Restaurants,
restaurants. Yes, so it's a very, we probably have probably 40 or so recovery partners. And we also are happy to receive any type of food drives that volunteers are willing to do for us. And we have a variety of events that we encourage people to bring a can of food to the event. So it's a big community effort. And
Do you find more towards the holidays that you get, there's more of a need, or you get more food, or is it spread throughout the year?
there
or?
is a need 12 months a year.
Yeah.
But certainly
People forget about that, and they think more of the
It's in people's minds
holidays, yeah.
around the holidays.
Yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the shelves can be a little bit
Yeah,
lower than usual.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we have to, people that are watching this, that's probably one of the #1 messages you want to get out there, is that you'll take food anytime during
We'll
the
take
year.
Anytime,
food
do
And it's
anytime.
really
drive.
needed.
Individuals can do food drives or
Yeah.
set them up as well. One of the pieces of the food resource program that we do that we're quite pleased with is it's called the backpack program. This is something that we've run with, I think we're up to 12 or 13 schools now, 9 of them in Plymouth and 3 or 4 of them in Middleborough.
Yeah.
Yes.
And what happens with this program is, again, all volunteers involved with this, we fill up the backpacks for children that are, when they're going home on Friday afternoons, they've got enough food to feed them and give them meals for Saturday and Sunday. They bring the backpacks back to school on Monday, and we refill them up the next weekend. So
That's terrific.
we're doing close to about 400 plus kids now.
Per
And we'll
week?
Probably,
Per
yeah,
week.
every week.
Wow, wow.
Vacations as well. So we think it'll probably grow to about 500 kids this
How do
year.
people find out about the backpack program, or if they just need food? How do they?
Well, there's,
And how do they qualify?
there's
or,
good information on our website.
What is the website?
It's www.sscac.org.
Okay. We'll make sure
and-
we put that up for people too.
Thank you.
Great.
So that's how people find out specifically about some of the programs and the details of the programs that we offer. There's information about the Food Resources Program, what types of volunteer opportunities there are, the phone numbers and who to contact, that type of information. We also, another one of the programs within Food Resources is we provide bags to 9 local councils on aging every week. And those elders have some specific dietary restrictions. So we try to get items that might be low salt, low sugar.
Okay.
And that's another effort that we have.
And how does somebody qualify to get the food at the bank?
Well, we rely on the pantries. It's not a direct service program.
Okay, so they can't come there to do that?
No.
Okay, okay.
Well, although we do have bagged foods that we provide to both the child care programs through Head Start
Right.
and fuel assistance clients that walk into our offices. So there is some potential there. But we ask our partner pantries that come and shop on the shelves, so to speak. There
Got
is
it.
no fee for that service.
And how
but
many pantries actually come?
It's close to 60 now, right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And you
Amazing. All over the
obviously,
South
I was
Shore.
going to say, obviously your service here is all the South Shore, right?
Right.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
wow. Well, another program, a big program you talked about, at least you could talk about this a little bit, is your fuel assistance program. And now that we're in the month of November, you know, this is really going to be becoming a need.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Certainly. Well, the program officially starts Thursday, November 1st, next week. And what that means is that would be the first day that somebody could actually receive assistance. Fuel assistance is a federally funded program that assists with people's primary heat source. There are income eligibility requirements and documentation requirements for that program. We service 39 towns, so we go up as far north as Hull. We go south to Wareham, west to Middleborough, and we also cover the Cape and Islands for
Oh,
fuel
you do?
assistance.
Yeah.
We do.
I was going to say, how are
Yes.
you getting 39 towns in there? But you do the Cape and the Islands.
Right.
So,
Oh, wow.
so we have a big service territory. We have over 10,000 households that we assist every year.
Wow.
We have over 140 oil dealers, propane dealers, coal and wood. Could be households that heat with electricity, natural gas, propane. We have a lot of households, mobile homes in our service territory that heat with kerosene. So there's a big variety of heat sources as well as needs that clients have. Essentially, the majority of households that were eligible in the year before received their applications in the mail over the summer. So we start taking applications typically around September, October for first-time households. And households would need to bring, new residents applying would need to bring proof of their identity, so picture ID, proof of their income for all household members for the 4 weeks prior to when they apply, and proof of their street address. And we have a big network of agencies that help us with applications as well. We have 56 outreach agencies across the South Shore and the Cape and Islands. So households don't need to come to Plymouth. Some of the councils on aging only take applications for elders in their territory, but others will take any residents. So again, that information's on our website. People can put their zip code in and find out whether their council on aging or another agency takes applications in their town. But we're open in Plymouth on Obery Street every day for applications.
Is it a cumbersome application, or is it relatively
It's a
simple?
one-page application. It's tiny print, but but we have,
Magnifying glass.
It can be
you do need a
challenging.
magnifying glass, but we do have energy specialists that will sit with people and tell them about fuel assistance and how it works.
It's income eligible, obviously,
It's income
right? Yeah.
eligibility, and there's, it's an assistance program. So
Which means what?
we don't pay for a household's entire bill for the entire heating, season. Right now, the highest benefit is $850 for the heating season to come. That may increase as we find out what the Massachusetts funding will be, which we still have not been advised at this point. But it's certainly a help for people. And the other important reason to apply is that it entitles households to a variety of other services that we offer. Households that are eligible for fuel assistance are eligible for discounts through Eversource Electric and natural gas, as well as National Grid is also in our territory, electric and gas, and Columbia Gas as well. So there's a discount that households receive for 12 months if they're eligible for fuel assistance. We also have other energy programs right at the agency. Our weatherization assistance program, we weatherize about 175 homes every year. For that program, we cover 15 towns on the South Shore. And the most common measures are insulation and air sealing. But we do test all the appliances to make sure, as well as the heating system, to make sure that it's safe for households. And that leads me into our heating system program. We serve about 600 homes a year with heating system replacements, repairs, everything from asbestos abatement to replacing oil tanks, oil lines, and so forth.
Sometimes the whole system.
Exactly,
Wow.
the entire
So
system.
this funding comes from the federal government as well as the state? The state?
It's entirely federally funded.
Oh, it's federally funded. I thought you
Yes.
mentioned something about the state, that's why.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay, wow.
we do receive the framework of how to operate the program from the
From
state.
the state, oh, I see,
Yes.
I see, yeah, okay,
Yes,
okay.
so,
Wow, that's amazing, I didn't realize there was so much, and that's amazing, 10,000 households that
yes.
are in need of that.
It's about a $10 million program each
Yeah.
Is
year.
that
Yeah.
right? Wow. Wow, that's terrific. Well, nice job with that, and again, the website will be up there, so if people are in need,
Absolutely.
they can get in touch with you folks.
There's also a couple of other exciting things that we're hoping to get the word out. We have, sure Jack will mention the transportation program, but we have 3 of our vans have our toll-free number to contact fuel assistance. It's 877 Fuel Aid, and the vans will be driving up and down the South Shore.
Yeah, good.
And
877
With the
Fuel
number
Aid.
877
Okay.
Fuel Aid.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll get that number up
And
too.
we've also, starting in the month of November, we'll be doing 3 billboards,
Mm-hmm.
one in Hull, one in Middleborough, and one in Wareham. That will encourage people to call the toll-free number
Yeah.
for information
That's
about
great.
fuel assistance.
It's all about getting the information
Yeah,
out, how to
that's right.
contact us. Once you
It's-
get in the door,
Yeah.
the intake people make it very easy.
Yeah, that's great,
You
that's
know?
great. Well, she brought up, Lisa brought up in transportation. Let's talk a little bit about transportation.
Yeah, we have a new program that's starting, the TPP. It's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Transportation Pilot Program in Plymouth. You actually had a lot to do with this, Matt.
Yeah,
We appreciate the fact that you did, you
Yeah,
know?
and I appreciate you guys stepping up. We got a call, my office, Betty and I got a call from Melissa Kenny earlier this year in January. about the need for transportation from all these agencies. So Betty sent out an email to a whole bunch of different agencies, and we were amazed at how many people showed up at the table.
Right.
There was over 20 of them.
It was overwhelming,
And
actually.
you folks really stepped up, and so let's talk about that a little bit.
Well, we're the financial administrators, so we're kind of behind the scenes, hopefully, as this thing takes off. But the whole idea of the program is that GATRA alone cannot take care of all of the transportation needs
Yeah,
of
because
Plymouth. Plymouth is such
they're
a
like
big
8 to
area.
5 every day.
Yeah, so people need to go places on the weekends when they're not open, when they're not doing services. And
nights.
so, well, how do they get there, especially? So this program is for the elderly over 62 and over, or disabled individuals can call up. There are a number of people in organizations involved in the consortium, Councils on Aging, the YMCA, the hospital. They can call up and they can get a ride through Lyft or Uber. Sometimes it'll be free, sometimes for a small charge. And it's just a program that's going to help people get to the places that they need to get to, either medical assistance, maybe the grocery, social service organization, in the off hours.
What jobs? There's
What
the
jobs?
Life program at the Pine Hills.
Yeah.
I remember going there last
Right.
year, and these are, intellectually challenged young adults.
Right.
But they can work, but they have a hard time getting to work, working around the GATRA schedule.
Exactly.
So if they've got to be there at 8:30, but the bus doesn't come till 9,
Right.
it makes it difficult for them to get jobs. So something like this works perfectly for them.
So it's not quite off the ground, very close.
Yeah.
We got a great grant to help the program with matched funds. Each one of these people in the consortium, or organizations in the consortium, will do a lot of work to make sure that the people in their group will get the rides that they need.
And the state money was a $40,000 grant
$40,000
that
grant.
GATRA went for us.
And then we were able to get
And then we get another
$10,000.
10,000. So how much is the whole thing? In the
Well,
kitty? Is it like 80,000 or 90,000?
It could be 80 to
82.
$90,000 by the time we finish.
That's
So-
great. When's it going to kick off?
Well, we don't know exactly the date. We're just trying to find out if there are anybody else, any other individuals or companies that would like to get involved in the consortium. But I would say it's this fall,
Yeah,
sometime
that's
this
great.
fall.
And you guys obviously deserve a great shout out for stepping up and being the fiscal agent for this, because in any grant that you do, you have to have a fiscal agent that
Yeah.
controls it. But we also got to talk about Will Shane a little bit too. Will Shane is a local business guy who actually stepped up. I mean, Betty and I's role was really just get people together and get them talking and help them get money and get going. But you really needed somebody with that many organizations, 20
done a
plus
great-
organizations,
he's done
to
a
kind
great
of
job.
organize it
Yeah.
and get subgroups together and really get it going. And Will has done a fantastic job
A lot of work
putting
behind
that
the
together.
scenes,
yeah.
putting it together.
Yeah.
So it's just about there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
that's
ready
great.
to kick off.
That's terrific. That's
Yeah.
terrific. That's terrific. Well, good luck with that. Again, thank you for what you're doing for
Sure.
the serving the underserved people that really need that transportation. So that's great. Thanksgiving Day Parade is coming up this month.
It
and
is.
you could, it's a big day, that Thanksgiving Day Parade for you folks.
We love
I
the
don't think people realize that that's you that's doing all that food.
Yes, we love it when people bring food to the Thanksgiving Day Parade, so please do that.
Yeah.
We'll have volunteers behind the caboose, behind the train.
Yeah.
And the volunteers will be ready to take the food donations. We'll put them on the caboose there. Unfortunately, the train can't bring the food to our food resource site, so we have to offload it after the parade is over. A lot of
no.
people doing a lot of work that
Oh,
day,
boy.
heavy lifting. We bring it over to the food resource site, and people will offload it, and it's a great day. I mean, it helps us so much. I don't know exactly how many pounds would we take in.
I was just going to ask you how many pounds you usually take in.
But probably around 4,000 pounds
Yeah.
from
Is
the
that
parade.
right?
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
fantastic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
helps feed a lot of people.
Yeah.
And then there are people in our organization on that day in the morning that are already doing work at our site. Tell us about that.
Yes,
I know there's
the Pine Hills, for a number of years now, has done an effort where they have volunteers that will bake pies, cakes,
Oh, that's
all
right.
kinds of baked goods. And we usually end up with 600 or 700 pounds. Everything is in pounds in the food
Of
resources
desserts.
world.
Of desserts, right.
Of
I remember
desserts
that,
and
yes.
baked goods, and
It's all homemade
so
stuff they're doing,
It is all
too,
homemade
yeah.
stuff.
Great. This is
So
great stuff.
we also have the same day a big donation from New England Food Foundation, and that is that arrives through the Greater Boston Food Bank. We send up a driver, and so that arrives the same day. So it's a logistical challenge, but it's a big day for us.
It
Yeah,
is a
that's,
big day.
Yeah.
yeah, that's terrific.
Great.
Now, you also have, and I know this is airing the beginning of November, but another big event, the Pumpkin Run.
Pumpkin
Yeah,
Run.
you want to talk about that?
Yeah, it's always enjoyable.
Yeah.
We've moved it this year to Nelson Memorial Park, so we'll
Okay.
be doing a 5K. You can run or walk.
Yeah.
And it'll be along the water. We'll go past the Rock, over by Water Street, go up 1 block, come back down and run back around in front of the Rock again, back to Nelson Park. We think we're going to have in the vicinity of 300 runners this year.
That's terrific.
And
And how many years is this now?
This is the 4th year.
fourth year,
This is our
okay.
first time from Nelson Park.
Yeah.
Very family-friendly place. It should be a great spot. It's a good event. We've got so many teams that are involved. Stop and Shop gets very involved with us. They bring food donations that day. Sometimes they even bring a check. We have great sponsors. It's just a fun time. We're hoping that you'll be able to come and get us.
I will be there,
Get us
sure.
going.
Yeah. I think I
as
did the
well.
horn one year.
We'll have you do that again this year.
Great,
so,
great.
whole
I-
bunch of teams.
I actually just emceed the Alzheimer's Walk every year in September. I think it's the 9th or 10th year I've done it. And we just did Nelson Park because of all the work being done at DCR. I got to tell you, that was a nicer venue doing it at Nelson Park
great.
than it was at the Rock or any other place. So I think you're going to like that location.
Yeah, we're very happy to
Yeah.
go there. Last year we did it over in the industrial park.
Yeah, yeah.
And we had a very, very steep hill.
Yes.
And it was warm
Yes,
that day.
that's right,
That was
that's right.
a
Remember
tough
that,
run.
yeah,
So this
yeah.
is much more, this is much friendlier, let's say, for the run. So it'll be a good time.
Yeah, that's great. Other events, so you do a lot of fundraising then. Are there other fundraising events you do throughout the year?
Well, we do the Empty Bowls program, which is put on by Plymouth South or Plymouth North, one of the two venues.
that's right,
And that's a great time. The students, they make bowls. And so you can come and buy a bowl, and they give you soup in the bowl. So you have dinner that evening, a light dinner, soup and salad usually. And last year, I think we raised about $8,000 or
Yes.
something.
Oh,
like
my
that.
God.
Yeah,
Wow,
so
wow.
that was good. And we just recently did a chef throwdown.
That was a great time.
That was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
yeah.
Wow, that was.
Who won that? Was it Chef Co that won that? Stephen
was-
Co.
Yes.
Stephen Co, yeah.
Yeah,
I figured he
I
was,
was
yeah.
fortunate to be one of the judges.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'll tell you, the food was great.
It was great,
you
yeah,
know, and
yeah,
a fun time.
yeah, yeah.
It was at the
Well-
Mayflower Brewing Company.
Yeah,
They did it.
yeah.
Their staff did such
Yeah,
a fantastic
yeah,
job
yeah,
running that.
yeah.
So
Well, you know, we're out of time, but I just want to thank you again for all you do for the community, not just of Plymouth, but all of South Shore. And one more time, that website is?
www.sscac.org.
Great. Well, thank you both for
Thank
joining
you.
me today.
Thank
I really
you, Matt.
appreciate that.
Appreciate it.
And thank you so much at home for watching, and thank you to all the staff here and volunteers at PAC TV for all you do. We'll see you next time on State Matters. Thanks for watching.